One of the things I don't like about that, though, is that when you do chapter plays, people tend to skip rather than watch the whole video.
I'll just say for the discussion, hello there, everybody. I'll quickly say is that sometimes people only want to listen to that part, and they will not listen to the whole entire video.
That is true, and I have seen videos where it goes and people are like searching.
Whoosh.
One thing I do notice though is that I do it also. If you tell me the stories about something, I'm going to skip to that part. I guess Richard, I always go back to DNC with this because he is the worst offender for it. God bless him. He is kicking all sorts of ass with his videos, though. I got bored, by the way, and I figured let's do one of these pop-up live streams we used to do, and figured what the heck, we could talk about the whole cancel pig phenomenon. Somebody flagged my last video, and it got demonetized. I challenged it instantly. Instantly, it got monetized, which tells me somebody was butthurt over something I said and flagged it. So it got demonetized. You, okay? Yeah, good. I made it past the minute part. Seriously, especially if it was one of these war campaign that just, can't freaking stand
I don't think,
the fact
honestly, the topic had nothing to do with war campaign. So I say we
talked about him a little bit, and
no. If anybody's coming after you for this, it's either a YouTube moderator, or it's someone who doesn't like the fact that we were praising Mark Millar.
Well, yeah. Look, it should be easy to praise Mark Millar. Really, he's pretty good at what he does. This whole cancel pig, and once again, I'm using it because it is the thing right now. Okay. And in all honesty, I'm having fun going to the AI and trying to generate new cancel pigs. I see there are a couple, Yellow Flash uses them. And I think I saw Pirates and Princesses. They're called Clownfish on YouTube. I saw them use the same one. But I love the fact that people are going about and creating their own. Like, this is the one I see the most, but I like the fact that people are creating their own because it shows that these cancel pigs, quote unquote, are basically they come in every freaking shape and size. If don't make it, I don't want it to become but what is this? Just one thing. I mean, yeah, okay, it's an image, I guess, and that's the one that's going to stick around, but just show off. These people, they come in all shapes and sizes, but they only come from one freaking train of thought. Seriously, they are all the same person on the inside.
It's great to identify. The only problem with this is that anytime you call someone something, it's a term. There might be innocent people who accidentally get called cancel pigs when they're not to. It's just
that is true. That is true. It's it does happen where somebody gets caught in the fold, or it we were talking about the whole hashtag move the needle, and people were like, "Well, those aren't the books you're supposed to be pushing." No, you actually do have to use some rational thought when you're doing this kind of stuff.
Every time you say that, you only use half the phrase. Move the needle away, and don't do drugs, kids.
There you go.
No, so yeah. As far as I refuse to use the hashtag cancel pigs. Not that I'm against it. I just, if you're an asshole, I'm gonna call you an asshole. I'm not gonna call you a cute name.
It caught on. It caught on, and that's just the way it is.
I mean, you can't. It's the point where you can't call anybody dickless anymore because half of them don't have dicks. Guys and girls.
Yes, it is true. It's the one female cancel pig looks like Dan Slott in Pig Drag. Somebody put Kelly Sue DeConnick's face over this.
I saw that.
That was some funny. They're going after Rob Liefeld.
Yeah,
Rob Liefeld said, "Look, woke comic book Twitter is absolutely a thing. The sites, podcast personalities, they all sing the same tune. I avoid them as much as possible, and they have zero solutions." To which this dude, Aaron Myers, said, "The man whose biggest claim to fame is character design he stole from George Perez and is probably the biggest reason the industry imploded in the late 90s." How about answering what people are talking about? Seriously. This is it's just insult. And granted, I understand I'm talking about cancel pigs, which is an insult, but that's all they freaking do. They do not actually engage in the topic. But and by the way, you know this Aaron Myers guy owns a freaking Deadpool shirt. You know it. You freaking know it.
It's the guy. I remember. I think I
followed
him, like, I think I followed him 2 or 3 years ago when he first popped up on Twitter because he was posting comic books. Then I quickly realized that he is a far left person, personality, and yeah. During the whole Trump, during the whole Trump thing, 2020, we got to see who is an asshole and who isn't an asshole.
Okay, I want to warn you of something. This happens all the time. Oh, the cancel pigs are dead. Canceling is dead. This is dead. That's dead. Over here is dead. And I did a video. I did more than one video about dead is dead. No. Do you know what's going on right now? If you actually go over and not just read what people are retweeting, but read what they're saying, the cancel pigs aren't dead. The cancel pigs are regrouping.
Well, that's the thing.
They are locking arms and they're ready to go. This is not going to end. They cannot stop. They cannot quit because they don't see you as human. And granted, we are dehumanizing also. They see you as evil and they must stop you.
You're giving them something to rally behind.
Yeah, basically. This whole movement, since Millar jumped in,
the best you can do is just make fun of them and continue putting out books. And
and continue buying the stuff that you like. You know what? I think hashtag move the needle needs to make a return.
Hashtag buy what you like, and who gives a shit if people don't like what you like?
I guess what I'm trying to get at, I guess, by saying that is that
support the artists that do good by you.
That would be good. We need to hit their negative with a positive. I mean, granted, when they say something stupid, call it out. When they change the argument, where you're like, back in the day, the argument, Iron Heart should be in a book called Iron Heart. And they would just go, you just don't like black people. What the f does that have to do with the price of tea of China? Seriously. They do this disingenuous. I just followed Walter Simmons. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not following him already. What the hell?
Get Francis Manipal too. He's pretty cool. What is the price of tea in China?
I don't know, but you know what has nothing to do with it? what they're talking about.
This live stream. No.
Yeah. It's so when look, if you okay, we won, ha ha ha, jibber jabber, whatever. You gotta keep going. You don't drop the freaking ball because a comic book pro came in and said, hey, you know what we could do to fight them? Buy my book. Mark Millar just actually posted something where he was talking about
Eric, quit squinting over there. We're gonna talk as much as you want. I don't care. You say keep it down. Someone's trying to sleep.
Yeah, old man, you're 60 years old. You're not sleeping. You sleep for an hour. You pee for 15 minutes. You get yourself something to drink, and then you go sleep for another 45 minutes before it's time to pee again. Jump on the live stream.
I wouldn't say there's. I'm torn about calling people names, but I mean, if someone's being a jerk, you do call them being a jerk, if that's what it is. But I mean, you should never be silent. You should never stand up to bullies. They claim we're bullies. Well, guess what? We're gonna stand back up to them because they actually are the bullies. They're trying to silence you. The whole Whisper Network was all about that. So it's been over the years, and like I said, it's the point where I'm gonna tell you right now. And the only way this is going to end is if the good people, stand up to people who are bad. And I'm not just saying we're going to paint people as this person disagrees with me, there's a bad person. I'm talking about people who actually go and try to ruin other people's livelihood. People who call up, they try to get them fired from their jobs.
The whole thing with Mark Wade and diversity.
Mark Wade is a dick.
That was completely unnecessary. That kind of stuff is completely flagging my videos.
He should have been reprimanded.
I don't care who did it, whether it was one of the SJW types or if it was Ethan Van Sciver or his crew. I don't think Ethan did it.
Jeanette Kahn would have fired him. They would have cut ties from him.
But
think she was.
whomever was responsible, it's a freaking idiot thing to do. Just if you disagree, don't freaking watch. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But or if you don't want to buy the book, don't buy the book. There are so many comics on the shelf that Mark Waid did not buy, and he decided that it's going to be Richards that cannot even be on the shelf. It's ridiculous. That is freaking. Oh, and hello to Gotham City Comics.
Yeah,
Ed's in the house as well. What's up?
I mean, this might be a little off topic, but as far as the Black Pills, a lot of them talk about the bad books coming out each week. I never talk about any, but they never talk about any good books.
Yeah, but do they ever talk about comics?
I know. I'm saying if you give a platform to all the bad in the world and never the good, why would the good even keep going? Because they're not getting recognized. Everyone else is getting recognized is all the bad stuff.
On this channel, I do bad comic beat down over anything.
I'm just saying $2 on each.
Oh, by the way, I did receive one of the giveaway comics. It's going to be, I've got some Christmas books coming. So there you go. These things actually, I don't know if it's Christmas time and they're just trying to fleece people, but
prices are up on them.
Yeah, they're getting some dollars now.
Let me guess, $13.
That after shipping, it was. There's a Punisher trio. They do Punisher Christmas specials.
And all those
after shipping will be $15, which I'm thinking, yeah, $5 giveaway. Okay.
The 90s holiday specials. There's Punisher stories. There's the very first one.
Yeah.
There's a Fantasy Four, an X-Men, Spider-Man at the end. There's a Punisher, Ghost Rider.
My comic shop usually keeps a section like that. When Halloween's out, they do Halloween books. They got Christmas comics. So I'm going to go see if I can't find a Dell or something.
Phil, dust off the Christmas box. All right.
Basically it. That's like, basically how they do it. And like the
5 comic books are Christmas.
So I've got on the thumbnail that it says that, of course, the Cancel Pigs are trying to they're trying to close. It still says destroy the comic book market, but I said they want to destroy comic shops. All right. And the reason behind it, there's a young lady that popped up in the scene a few months ago, actually. And apparently she's been around the comic industry for quite a while. By the way, as a negative, they labeled her as a trans person. Think about that for a second. and she's been talking about the industry and how basically, they are a bunch of hypocrites and such like that. So she just wrote a big old tweet, and I thought we could go over it. What do we agree with? What do we disagree? And so forth and so on.
Gee, I wonder what her name is.
Valerie de something or other.
DeCazo or
let's see. Do not get any of the calendar themed Marvel comic books. One of the worst is the Punisher Thanksgiving one. Worst is Valentine Spider-Man. I had that Valentine Spider-Man. I can't sell it for nothing. Literally, I put it up for 50 cents. It did not go. So yeah, I understand that. So I figure, what the heck? Let's go through this. See if we agree, we disagree. There's a lot of stuff. Actually, I want to talk about my day-to-day. And I know that's kind of dull, but I kind of want to tell it because I don't think it is. Well, the thing is, me and my brothers could not be any more polar opposite. They're whack job, far leftists, crazy people. I am a reasonable conservative. We really are three very, well, not them. They're pretty much the same, but I'm very different from them. And we went out. Jack got these color correcting glasses. He's colorblind. We went out to the theme parks, and we had a great freaking day. And something really funny happened, and I want to talk about that. But first, let's get to I have Valerie D'Orazio. God bless her.
Valerie D.
Val D. There you go. She wrote this. I can't believe it took my glasses off so I could read it, but she wrote this big old post here and says the goal of a number of comic industry media professionals has been for a while to see the direct market finally collapse. Comic book shops, making bookstores and libraries the main places to carry comic book material. They want this to take place for several reasons. One, from a business perspective, it is much more likely for bookstores and libraries to purchase and support the specific materials they produce. I'm guessing that would be the woke stuff and all that
Walden
kind of
Books,
thing. Yeah.
Barnes & Noble, Borders used to hear it. Yeah.
Yep. And the drive for numbers and profits aren't so much of an immediate issue as with the direct market space. Rather, the graphic novels and such are treated more like a rarefied entity in the book space, more like beautiful ideas that just exist on their own merit and are bioed by PR. Okay, I am f***ing this up. Hold on, let me pull this so I can also see y'all's comments. Here we go. I'm showing that
well,
off.
No one's commented except for MARANYA. I'll get to that.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. You want that kind of zero participation level when you're doing a live stream.
MARANYA just said, it says, as someone who's been incorrectly labeled as trans, I sympathize with Valerie D. Orazio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those jackasses. MARANYA has a deeper voice, so some jackasses.
But these are colleagues that she had.
Come on.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. They're much more like beautiful ideas that just exist on their own merit and are valued by PR. And then, of course, the hope that the rights get purchased for TV, movies, etc. We've known about that for a while now. Yeah. And that's why you're seeing a lot. There's a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons why you're seeing 72 new Green Lanterns instead of writing a story about one of the thousands that already exist, or Miles Morales is all about getting that cool movie money. Also, it's because at the time, Steve Ditko went to court to win the rights to Spider-Man, and a lot of the older stuff is going to go into public domain. Like not modern day Superman, but the older Superman with the weird symbol and so forth might actually enter the public domain. Same as Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse. So it goes on to say, which these days is largely the direct goal of an increasing number of comic creators. Comic as literal glorified storyboard pitch proposal rather than an entity that exists on its own merit as I just read that like a freaking Google robot, as a comic book for an audience to be cultivated. Yeah, we absolutely have known and have said this for a few years now. I'm not putting Valerie down. She, like I said, she just kind of entered the stage. We are, Mark Millar's the bigger one, but we have been getting
kind of popped up.
Yeah, we have been getting a lot of smaller people who have, like Val, who have popped in, and I don't mean that as an insult.
I would love to
Mark
see
Millar is up here in the industry, and you know,
I would love to see her on YouTube channels. I don't think she's actually gone on any YouTube. I think she might have went on Ethan's. I'm not sure.
I'll send her a link or something. See if she won't jump on. But it is something. We've known this for a while. They don't really care about the comics as much as they care about getting their IP noticed. And they don't really pay attention to the character of it. So anyway, number 2, there is a class bias against the direct market, comic book stores, in favor of more dignified bookstores and library scenario. I understand what she's saying. And I can see actually the heads of Marvel, like C.B. Sapolsky and all of them, thinking that's the case. But unlike comic book shops have been closing, but they have not been closing at the rate of bookstores. No. And
my main store is always having problems with the shipping. People getting these books on time.
That's another video that we have. What we have to do there. Okay, so this reflects longstanding embarrassment on the part of some comic industry professionals and scholars regarding your local comic shops, which they most often, mostly in private, cast as being run and patronized by low-class, uncouth proletariat. I hate those words. Barbarians. The comic book guy from The Simpsons is often invoked. I haven't seen the comic book guy in The Simpsons for decades, by the way. Now, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the comic shops I go to. They're usually run by young men and women who are very clean cut. Some of them know their stuff. I know the Coliseum of Comics, the one I go to, the one Phil Boyle, you guys have, we did videos on that. He usually has people working there, and you'll have a game guy, a toy guy, a comic guy. So if any questions arise, there's somebody there to handle it. Sometimes the comic guy needs a little guidance, though. I've noticed that a couple of times. Because I'll go, hey, can you get me I want to check out that first appearance of Aqualad. And they're like, yeah, like they can't find it. All righty. Let's see. Part of the reason they feel this way is their own insecurities, because, of course, they're the cool comic fans. They're not nerds themselves. And another part of the reason is they feel this way is because they are, to a degree, snobs. But because, of course, they can't be snobs, because they're so egalitarian and enlightened, they will often, especially in public, cast these great unwashed comic reading masses as mostly women-hating, closed-minded, Trump-supporting. Trump, by the way, was one of the best things that ever happened to the comic elites. He was their Ozymandias's giant squid. Yeah, we've actually seen this as well. We've seen a whole bunch of people basically, well, like I said, I don't want Falcon to become Captain America, because I don't see, first of all, I don't see it proper if you put the black guy in the white man's clothes and say, hey, now you're better, as anything other than racist. And they'll look at me and go, well, you're just a racist. You hate black people because you think Falcon should retain his identity.
Falcon MCU had a crappy, not costume, it was more his wings didn't work all the time.
Yeah.
So give him a new costume, and so now he's half-ass America.
Hey, Rhaegar and Michael Hart, what's up? I think Valerie wrote a Punisher miniseries years ago.
She also, I think she also did an X-Men book too.
Yep. Alrighty. Let's see. I don't have a horse to run in this whole debate. I have nothing to sell you. No comics, no pitches, nada. Not anymore. I'm just telling you this because it is the way it is. And honestly, these people may succeed in seeing the demise of the direct market. And if you point blank ask them about it, they will be the first to tell you that nothing would give them more joy, even though the heart of what made this comic book lore, canon mythology so rich and vast in the 70s and 80s was linked with the fan comic book shop matrix, and place where fans shared ideas, met other fans in person, and then took the energy and magic to the conventions. And the local comic store has been, especially in many small towns, working class areas, etc., this traditional hub for the young people who had an inherent interest in fantasy art and literature to discover these characters for the first time and build little communities of fans on their own. I just did a remake of and a repost of a video I called What They Get Wrong About Diversity in Comics. I re-recorded some of it and then left some of it alone because I thought it was very relevant today. And that's one thing I said. These people who've jumped in since 2008, since everything became popular, it's okay to be a comic book fan, these blue-haired meanies that run around going, oh, you hate, all the while they're doing all the hating themselves. Before all of that, the comic shop, the comic convention especially, was a place where anybody could go. Didn't matter race, didn't matter color,
age,
which is the same thing in this case. Didn't matter age, didn't matter ability. It didn't matter a thing, sex, whatever.
When Stan Lee was signing at the conventions, they had their first convention. We couldn't believe how many people there. There's videos on YouTube you can watch. Where they actually had live interviews.
It
News
is
reporters out there, and just doing it, and just I think when, especially in the 80s when it blew up, everybody was just going there. Just watch these interviews on YouTube. They're available, and it is. There was no. It's only white people. No, there is black. There was it was very. Women, yeah,
I remember.
Not the nerdy kids.
I remember, and maybe I've got a thing for this, but there was this black girl walking around dressed like Alice in Wonderland. Why? She loved the movie, and she wanted to. And thank goodness I could say this because it was before Gail. She looked good. Go on, you know. So anyway, that goes on to say, but what do I know? Why even speak? I've only been watching this go on sometimes in the most personal, direct way possible, talking at length to some of the comic book industry peeps themselves for over 20 years. But you know what? I'm not a fancy fan. I'm not an elegant comics fan or pro or what have you. I come from a very working class background, went to college, City College, and have spent a great deal of my life since early childhood going to local comic store to purchase the adventures of the heroes that shaped my life. The problem, of course, nowadays is that the way that these people want to rewrite and write the heroes. I was look, there's been a lot of tweets and a lot of it would take me forever to gather everything. You can find these, just if you hear what I say, just go cancel pig, blah, 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 and then find whatever I'm saying. But there was a post that was like, what, give just one little example of these people putting themselves into the characters rather than writing the characters. And my response was, find me in the 80 years of history, almost 100 years worth of history, find me the point where you would see Ma Kent going to a drag store or drag show. Find it.
Yeah. When you rebooted the character, this is not this, because you can clearly tell this isn't the same Ma Kent. Ma Kent would be, you're full of the devil, son.
This is where would you, I mean, this, and by the way, I'm always going to go back to Fire and Ice, because Fire and Ice is truly a horrible comic book. It is a horrible, on
it is an insult
level. It is a horrible comic.
It's an insult to Kevin McGuire and Keith Giffen.
It really is.
Kevin McGuire did a cover for it, a variant cover for the first issue, probably because the guy needed the money.
Well, probably because he didn't know it was going to come out as bad as it did. God.
Yeah.
But that's the first one. How about the second one being that Tim Taylor was the TV show. Tom Taylor literally came out and said,
Taylor.
I am putting my politics into Superboy. It's ridiculous that this kind of stuff is going on.
The thing with Spider-Man, they never did the self-inserts because there was no point. Spider-Man was supposed to be like an everyday average, kid. He's a good kid. You can even say he's Christian if you really want to. He doesn't even really go to talk about God or go to Jesus or go to church, but he respected his aunt. He respected his peers. He went, he wanted to support his aunt, and the guy gets bit, and he just wants to, be responsible. His uncle died because of his actions, so he learns a moral lesson. And you see how he deals with being Spider-Man and also trying to do school, juggling stuff. Unlike Superman, who can just I'm back and forth. It's basically reason people identify him because his age, and also because the fact he was leading two lives. Anybody who's ever been been caught in a lie or trying to protect somebody, secrets, you think about people who go undercover, as far as cops and policemen. Even they can identify with someone like these leading two lives. But my point is that whether you're black, Hispanic, gay, or straight, or old or young, you enjoyed that Peter Parker because that Peter Parker was a fresh take. You had a great supporting cast, and it wasn't self-insert. Nobody thought, "Well, that's me as Spider-Man." No, everybody liked the fact that it was just a well-written story. The art sucked in the very couple first issues with Ditko, but they got better with Ramita. But I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't inserting politics into the book. As far as it'd be like there wasn't no well, I guess we say back then we even had a very, very morally I'll just say it. Back in the day, a lot more people believed in God. There was some higher power. People respect each other. There was no that person's an asshole or stuff. If you're a racist, you get shit beat out of you, especially in the 70s and 80s. We got over that shit. But like I said, I know I'm rambling, but I'm just saying it's a totally different mindset. The self-insert today is way different. It's as far as you see, I'm gonna start. Is he watching a movie? I want to talk. I'll keep talking.
No, I'm talking to you.
No.
I'm listening.
No, I can hear Gail in the back.
My daughter's talking to Gail downstairs. That's what's
okay.
going on. That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing in the
I
background.
was making sure it wasn't like Modern Family or something like that. You don't get demonetized.
No, no, it's nothing like that.
Right there, I thought it was TV in the background, but
yeah, sorry, but yeah, they're doing their thing.
Today's self inserts is pretty much T. Howard. I'm gay and I'm just gonna or T. Franklin. I'm in a wheelchair, so I'm gonna see myself and insert my change the whole character dynamic, which is horrific. You should not be changing character to Tim Sheridan. I am assuming he's gay in real life. If not, why the hell would you make Alan? Why would you make Alan Scott gay? Even if you're a straight guy, for brownie points, like if I identified as gay and I read that book, I guarantee there's nothing to do with being how gays act whatsoever. It's all people who have no experience in the hobby as far as writing these characters. They're doing it for just the pander. It's the panderverse.
Well, it comes right back down to if you're going to write a character, there really should be a character Bible at all companies. If you're going to write Deadpool, these are the things that you need to know. And look, not every issue needs to go into this Bible until somebody makes it relevant. Because let's face it, with Batman, you've got thousands of comics. Not all of them are canon.
If they want to know how to write Superman, give them the John Byrne. Have John Byrne give them the notes. Yeah. Or have them watch Dean Cain's Superman. That's the easiest thing you could do.
By the way, that's a good thing to do. It's a lot of fun.
It is. It is.
By the way, I've watched season 1 through 3. I have them on DVD. I never opened my season 4. By the time I got to season 4, Warner Brothers puts out their is with HBO Max or whatever, and I can just watch it on TV. I'm looking on eBay. Holy shit, that thing is going for some bank.
The Dean Cain's, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, nope. I'm not selling this. I'm not selling this. But yeah, I don't know how long.
Now you know how I feel with my Incredible Hulk season collections.
Oh,
I'm
nice
pretty sure
stuff. Nice stuff if you can get them, by the way.
By
the way, definitely get physical media.
I was buying the physical media at this it was Mega Me Exchange, but it was like secondhand store. And it was half the price that I'm paying like for a season. I think I paid $10 for like season 2, season 3. These are DVDs. These aren't Blu-rays, pre-used and no scratches whatsoever on them. I was like, so then because I know what I did. I turned around and sold them so I could buy a video game.
Hey man, that's what I do.
I was dirt poor, and I was like, I've already watched it. So I get separate, but I'm like, man, I should have held on because I don't see them coming up with it anymore. I want the box set. Why freaking Emergencies on box set, but I can't get a Bill Bixby and David Bruce Banner Hulk.
I went to Disney, not Disney. I went to Universal Studios today with my brothers, and my brother is not doing well. He's had a couple of strokes, but he got these new glasses. He wanted to see a theme park at Christmas, so gotta talk to my cousin. We get him in, and that was really something because we didn't do much. We just walked around, talked, and all that kind of stuff. We were going very slow, by the way, just to keep up with my brother. But it just is one of those days where you just feel really good about everything. We were talking, we're not fighting. They are far left, I'm conservative. I forgot to ask them what the difference is between an actual conservative and far right kind of thing.
When you guys walk, do you walk on the right side of them or left?
Pardon? Actually in the middle, because they were on ECVs, but me and my brother were switching off. I'm older than obviously I'm older than my younger brother.
It's a far right, far left joke.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
They're far off to the side.
All right. We went to the Harry Potter areas. We love doing that kind of stuff. We did the Men in Black.
That sounds ominous.
All of us are talky teenagers. We're very much like, well, if there are no strangers in our world. And I get into the car and how do I do this? I'm hearing the newbies. How do I do this? So I turn around. Okay, hold the trigger down. You never want to do this. It's going to fire. Just hold it. You aim. You want to go for the red light. The further away, the better, the higher score. I promise you, I will do my best to make sure this car wins the match because you're matched against the other one. I literally said that. I was like, what the was that all about? But sure enough, we're going through and I know where all the secret high scoring things is. I'm shooting all the aliens and everything. When you're going face to face with the car in front of you, I'm making them spin like a top, baby. I'm hitting their thing. Every time you hit their port, the car goes and they start spinning. Somebody's gonna vomit off this ride because I'm teeing off on them. My score's going up, 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 up. And we go through the whole thing and it gets to the end and it's like, woo, the other team wins. I'm like, what? The honest? I'm sitting here with 250,000 points and I look over and there's my brother with like 40,000 and 30. And then I was like, wait, how much do y'all make? 15,000, 5,000. I was like, oh, I mean, it's okay. It's like a big old video game, but I was the only one that knew what he was doing. Yeah, it's a light gun game.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of fun. If you ever come to Universal, I'm telling you, in January, fly on down. Let's go to these theme parks, man. But it was a lot of fun. We still had a great time. Jack was a little annoyed because me and my brother were switching off on the other ECV we got, and I learned how to maneuver it a lot quicker than he did. So I'm like doing figure eights around him and all sorts of stuff. We went to the other park, had a good dinner. Had a fine meal. By the way, my brothers do this all the time. They told the waitress that the slightest hint of onions will send me to the hospital. Because the last time they did this, I ordered this, the same restaurant, ordered this pork chop. It's done with a cranberry blue cheese thing. And it's, wait. It's awesome.
I don't need the onions, the cranberry and the blue cheese together.
That's it was great. It tastes great.
And you top it off with cranberry.
But they look and they go, okay, you really need to avoid the onions. This man will be hospitalized if the slightest amount of onion. And the last time they did this, I got like a plain potato, plain everything. I'm like, no, this is not. No, what the hell are y'all doing? And so they tried to sabotage my time there. But all through, I want to really point this out because this happened to me before. We went into the Cat in the Hat. I love the ride. It's old school. It's childish, sure, but it's a lot of fun. And as we're going in, this Give Kids the World family come in. Give Kids the World deals with sometimes terminally ill children. And the child in question comes up and she's obviously not all there. And she's like, hi. And she's got that look on her face. You know, like everything is so wonderful and so wild. And she comes over to me and she, hi. And I'm like, hi, how are you? Funny thing is, though, we saw her first in Universal. And then everywhere we went, this girl pops up, hi. And she gets more excited every time she sees us. Oh, like we're old friends, you know, it's so funny. And she goes on. We have a great time. And Cat in the Hat, they go their way, we go our way. And we went to see this beautiful light show they do on the Harry Potter's castle. At this point, it's nighttime. And afterwards, we go into the castle. Jack can't ride the ride. And this is all for him, but he never went into the castle. And they've got it perfectly looking just like Hogwarts. You know, you go into Dumbledore's office and they had Dumbledore, the actor and everything, tell you about Harry Potter, a little bit of the lore. You go into the dark arts classroom and Harry and Hermione and Ron tell you a little bit about what you need to worry about on the ride. And then you go, there's another room. I forget what it is, and then you see the Sorting Hat and you go on the ride. Or in Jack's case, you just watch all the good shit. Oh yeah. And they've got the pictures and they're arguing which house is best. And it's really cool. The line, and I'm talking about the line to get in. All of that stuff is in the line. Jack can't ride it. Nathan never rode it before. Nathan, my younger brother, at his heaviest was 330 pounds. Big guy, couldn't ride anything. So he finally got on this and he was like, woo! And he goes on this, loved it. But as we're exiting, we're about to get into an elevator and we hear, hi! And this little girl comes up. And she gets in the elevator with us. And it's not just her, it's her whole family. And this little girl looks at my brother, and we realized why she was so excited. My older brother has this big white beard.
Santa Claus.
And she goes, Santa, and gives him a big old hug. And she looks at my younger brother. She, hi, and she pats him. And then she goes to me, and she grabs onto my arm. I'm not making a deal of it. I just make the parents very well aware that she's, you know, because hands up. But she grabs onto my arm, and the mother's like, oh, no, don't do that. I'm like, don't worry. I've got a couple of daughters. I get it. I know how exuberant. And by the way, this girl, obviously, you know, she's not all there. It's fine. And then she moves the hand and she clasps right there. And she's like, oh, and we're going down in the elevator. Somebody made us, she made us a local, which means we're going to hit every floor. When she got in, first thing she did, punch. So we're hitting every floor. And every time the door opens, she goes, huh? And we go, no, one more. She goes, one more? Yeah, just one more. Okay, we go, doors open. Nope, not yet. One more. Every time she's excited because there's only one more door to go. This little girl, she's about 12, 14, so freaking adorable. And she grasps on, she won't let go of my hand, by the way. She's just holding my hand. Finally, the door opens behind her and she goes, and I thought, okay, she's going to let go and run. No, not even a little bit. She grabs me and she drags me out. I'm like, I am not going to wrench my hand away from this little girl, you know, because she's just so excited. She wants to show everything. Yeah, I know, right? No, no, the mother was there, but the mother's like, her name was Charlie. I know this because we heard it everywhere. Charlie, no, Charlie, no, Charlie, no, Charlie, no. And so we hear, Charlie, no, let him go, Charlie, let him go. And my brothers are laughing their asses off.
Rumor has it that Charlie's still here. She's hanging onto his hand right now.
Yeah, my brother's laughing his ass off at it, both of them. Guess you're adopted. Have fun. You know? But yeah, eventually the mom figured out a way to get her off my hand there.
Handy.
She says, why don't you give him a hug? And she, like, it was she never thought of a greatest idea ever. And so she gives me a hug and she actually kisses me on the cheek and she goes back to her mom. And I was like, that, because I know one thing. I've been through this before. When we had to Give Kids the World, I was working Alfred Hitchcock. I was on the mic doing a show and we needed volunteers. There was only one volunteer, this little girl who had to Give Kids the World on, and she couldn't walk straight. Like, she walked kind of hunched like she's an older person, but she did great. When I told her to scream, she screamed. She was excellent at the show and everything. And I get done with the show and she said, and the mom goes, oh my God, the mom is just waterworks watching her daughter do this and having so much fun. Cause since she was my only volunteer, I even let her talk on the microphone, announced it, everything. And she was having a blast. And the mom comes over to me. That was so beautiful. Thank you very much. She's not going to be alive next year. Yeah. And I know, I freaking knew Charlie was the same way. And I was just, I told my brothers, I said, look, we had a good meal at a good restaurant. We had great conversation. We enjoyed this day. A lot of that's going to go by the wayside, but I promise you we're going to remember Charlie.
Now, one more time as a Godfather. We had a good meal, a good day.
We had a good meal. We had a good day. But I promise you, the one thing we're going to remember was that little girl, Charlie. Yeah. But yeah, that was
instead of going into Trump there.
It's hard to do without the cotton balls. Remember, Marlon Brando had cotton in his cheeks to make that voice. Yeah. But that was our day. It was really nice. It really was. It was a good time. Good to know.
Yes, and for those who are just tuning in, 44 minutes in, rewind to the main topic.
Yeah, we're on to we've I don't know if we finished the main topic. I just wanted to tell the story of today, especially
yes, cancel pigs there. As I think it was Mark that said, don't call, they're not warriors. Don't call them
Yeah.
social justice. Call them what they are. Call them cancel pigs. Because all they care about is cancer. They slob
Okay, here you go. And I'll ask the chat, the 10 people who are left of our 18 people audience that I drove away by telling my Universal story.
Yes.
Here's a question. What do you think about the term cancel pigs? What do you think about calling them names? I've heard some people against it, and I heard some people are like, you know what? We played nice. And we did. We played nice with these people, and they took every freaking opportunity. We, right out of the gate, they never considered our opinions and positions. Not once have they ever sat down and truly discussed. And occasionally we would get a fellow fan who was on the other side, but not one of these comic book pros ever sat down to truly have a conversation about it. Instead, they would call you an istophobe. And so now we have a semi-clever name. It gets to the heart of it. So are we supposed to back off and be the better men again? Or is it like, you know what? We tried it the other way.
Well, woke still works.
It didn't work.
But I would call them alt-left.
Alt-left?
No, like I said, if someone's being an asshole, you call them being an asshole. If someone's going on sprouting and saying they want to kill all the Jews, you call them what they are: evil,
Nazis. I am not. Evil. By the way, that's one evil. Thing. There are people who say there's both. Oh, there's two sides of the story. No, there's only one side.
Hamas attacked first. It's been going on before the 6-day war. It was way before that. It's been going on for a while.
We talked a little bit. Me and my brothers talked a little bit about this today, and I said one thing I cannot stand is the new Nazism that's popping up in America. Now, he of course brought up, well, they're doing a genocide over there. I wasn't going to have that conversation. The whole point of my conversation.
See color, see this.
The whole point of what I was saying was, in America, we have Jews running for their lives. That actually happened. There was a college where the students were chasing Jewish people and they had to hide out in a building. They fear for their safety now. It's ridiculous.
The last time we saw this, World War II, the Nazi sympathizers.
And you absolutely cannot tolerate this shit.
When you see people holding up Free Palestine signs, Palestinian flag, and having a swastika on their armband, yeah, and and all of a sudden you're supporting them. Weren't you just saying before down with Trump because he's fascist?
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, James Ackrup is asking, did you hear the news that Steve Ditko, the family of Steve Ditko, settled? Apparently they backed up a whole dump truck full of money and dropped it at the Ditko estate. But yeah, they settled. I was going to do a video about it. I've got the story somewhere, and yeah, we could do it another time where we can pay enough attention.
But as far as the whole cancel pigs, it is true. These are the people who it's been a war, a social war that's been going on in just everything, all media. Mm-hmm. Anything that you have that you enjoy, you're not allowed to have it. It's communism.
Yeah,
they dictate what you are allowed to like and what you're not, what you are not like. You're supposed to like, and if you try, well, that's what cancel culture is. Cancel culture is communism. It is socialism. Call yourself a social justice warrior. Well, geez, socialism and communism are the same damn thing. Don't tell me that, socialism is only in Venezuela and then communism is in Russia. It's the same damn thing. Dictatorships. It is just disgusting. And like I said, they're not, don't call them pigs, call them swine, call them evil, call them idiots, and like I said, these people who are attacking Mark Millar and saying, he hasn't made a decent thing in a while. You are an useful idiot, because those exist too.
Rhaegar saying, like, those people have been playing dirty the whole time. I only agree with not calling people names when they engage in proper debate. Anyone who enters discussion and debate in bad faith or calling names, guess what? You get no respect. Well, of course, I started this off. Cancel pig is calling people names.
It is, and that's why I said it's
so. Yeah, it really is. But you know what? I have not jumped on the bandwagon every freaking time. I didn't jump on the NPC bandwagon because to me that was kind of stupid. If more than 4 people say the same thing, I think the 5th guy is an actual NPC. So calling people NPCs,
yeah,
after the 5th or 6th, 7th, 10th, 1000th guy, you now are the NPC. It's just weird.
You know, it's okay. So people are saying like because Mark is friends with EVS or so he associates with him, and they're saying like, oh, if this would be
Commented
EVS
on a tweet, are they actually?
Here's the difference between those two. If EVS had coined the term cancel pigs, he'd be grifting it, selling T-shirts, NFTs, wherever he can to make money off it, because that's what he does. He is a YouTuber first.
I found
where Mark doesn't need to make money off it. He just coins it and that's it. He's not gonna copyright it and start selling T-shirts.
By the way, I'm on eBay and I saw somebody was selling Cyberfrog, the new one. I saw somebody was selling that. I was like, oh, okay, somebody's selling their Cyberfrog, and I clicked on it and I saw, oh, it's Ethan selling his Cyberfrog. So I was like, okay, I clicked on his shop to see, because I heard he's got a lot of merchandise, just not Cyberfrog 2 or whatever is coming out.
Yeah.
And so I click on it, and lo and behold, he's selling Comicsgate t-shirts and Comicsgate stuff. I was like, really?
Well,
Wish I thought of it, man.
So
if you can make a buck.
For those who are on Twitter, there's a thing called lists, and you can look at lists and join stuff, a list or people add you to. Right, one of the popular lists I've seen is Comicsgate has over 530 people inside that little group on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I was shocked to see that. You know,
I'm not. I know that it's got a lot of people in it.
No, I was.
Hello to Michael Strelitz.
I'm just saying. I thought it would be a lot bigger. For as much as these people feel threatened on Twitter.
Well,
the pros, like you think it'd be like, you know, like over the millions. It's over 5.
I think it'll grow after this. I mean, for a while, everything was quiet. So, you know, if you're basing your sales and everything on the outrage of your fans, then what happens when they're no longer outraged? I don't get this. Not friends as such, just said hi, nothing else. Talking about the Mark Millar thing. Yeah, it really was just a simple tweet.
He's never really said he's friends. He's appeared on his show before.
But the thing is if they can attach Mark Millar to Ethan Van Sciver, it's an easy one sweep. We've talked about like, me and just some guy actually had talked about this when we were actually talking. Where it was if we could do this over, the whole Comicsgate thing, what it became. I wouldn't let anybody name us. I wouldn't become a group. We are a bunch of individuals, which we always have been. The fact that they could go, oh, all of them are Comicsgate, and Comicsgate, Comicsgate. They're bad. They're horrible. It's so easy for them to wipe you under the carpet, sweep you under the carpet if they can label you so easily. And that's what they're trying to do with Mark Millar.
Well, you remember the whole thing, guilty by association. Remember they tried to take compare Trump with Epstein was at a hotel, and as soon as Trump heard that, he kicked him out. He barred him from Key Margo.
As a matter of fact, Trump is on record of warning other people. Yeah, you want to stay away from him.
Yes. So I understand the guilt by association, but then what is the pros that are attacking Mark? They're all guilty by association, hang out with each other because they're all a bunch of creeps.
Yeah. There's actually more evidence that they are uniform than Mark Millar and EVS and Valerie D or you and me, whatever.
Like you said, and you learn more about this and how now take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if Valerie's telling the truth. I don't know. But you can start to see connecting what people say, and once you start hearing enough information from different people, it starts to make you think: maybe this really might be happening? Like I said, actions speak louder than words. They always have.
Speak louder than words, but I'm a man of great experience.
Anybody can say anybody can say that they are a good person, but if they don't act like a good person, if they're constantly harassing people, does it really make a good person? If you spend your whole life just calling people an asshole and just harassing them. If somebody is defaming you, you've a right to defend yourself. That's a different story.
Let me get a comment or two here. We got a few. MARANYA saying Miller is being tagged as ComicsGate. He said flat out that he's on no sides.
True.
But I personally wouldn't want to be associated with what ComicsGate has become. I miss what it actually was, which was a comic book reader revolution. This was part of the great debate where the fact that Ethan and them, they're selling books through ComicsGate and all that, it shifted the focus. It was no longer about you as the reader. It was about the comic book creator. God bless them for making a lot of people a lot of money, but that is not the point.
It's about Walmarts and hot dogs.
Yeah, we wanted and needed, right now we need even more something where that absolutely represented the reader and not just the comic book creator. And that absolutely happened, especially when you got people saying, no, you're buying the wrong books. If you want to win this battle of cancel culture, buy Cyberfrog, buy whatever other book there was a Han Solo book that was horrible that they pushed.
One of the more popular ways I've seen over the years people say is that don't buy any Marvel or the DC. And the problem is that there are still people, Marvel, DC, have proven that they don't need your money. Yeah. There are people outside of YouTube and internet that actually are still buying Marvel and DC books.
Well, what ended up happening was
I buy a few, but I mean, there's people going and buying. I see it all the time. I see people buying X-Men at my shop all the freaking time. They're buying current Spider-Man. They're buying Fantastic Four. It's so you may see a lot of people on YouTube. It may seem like a lot, but there's a lot of people who are on social media.
No. So yeah, the social media bit is very small.
But quickly, I'll just say this: if say we did everyone in the world stop buying Marvel DC because of this crap they're doing. Okay, so the Marvel DC goes under, everything gets sold and now you're screwed because you're never going to get Justice League again. You're never going to get Avengers. You're never going to get X-Men because everyone is now scattered to the wind in different companies.
See, DeBizzle is saying, I think the term fits with the current day writers because all they are is lazy. No one, on one hand, and on the other hand, I think we should focus on the issue, which is a fact that the industry is not doing great, and we should keep up with beneficial solutions to help it flourish once again. And there's a whole bunch of people out there, myself included, who give their ideas of how to do that. Rhaegar saying, what I mean is if they start off calling you racist, misogynist, homophobic, bigot, and you explain that you are not, and they do it again even after rationally explaining your point. Oh, that happened so many times. The reason why I don't want Falcon to be Captain America is because Falcon is a historic figure. He is the first, what you would call African American. Now,
he's Sam
obviously,
Wilson.
Black Panther is the first black character, but Sam Wilson was the first to defend a black neighborhood. He was a defender of Harlem who became partner, not sidekick, to Captain America. He has been around for 60 years. He is his own man. And the way to, in Marvel's mind, the way to raise the profile of Falcon is not to promote Falcon, is not to put him out as Falcon, but to give him Steve Rogers clothes and say it's a promotion. And I think that's ridiculous. I put out that reasonable explanation, and the only response is, well, you hate black people.
Oh, I'm surprised. Remember they used to do Captain America and the Falcon? How come they didn't do Falcon and Captain America?
No.
I mean, he could have done that, keep his identity,
MARANYA said all Miller said to EVS was cheers, bud. And that's, they use that. Oh, he's ComicsGate. Let's see. Thankfully, they are only doing that to the carpet. Okay, I'm not quite sure. What on earth are you doing on a stream at midnight in my time zone? Was about to go to bed when I saw this.
It's quarter to my way.
Okay. Last night, I did not sleep at all. And so when we went to Universal, walked around a lot, I came home, I crashed. It wasn't even, I didn't even turn on the TV. I just laid in bed. Boom. I let the bird out so he could fly around. That's it. And now I'm awake and I was bored. I said, hey, let's get a live stream, because the DM was, you guys freaking hell. I go away for 5 seconds and like the big old freaking Doctor Who war breaks out. We're talking about the cancel pigs. For fuck's sake, you guys lost Andre Bauer. What happens if I don't want to go out of the house again? Freaking Andre fucking Bauer. Are you kidding me? Captain fucking Holt. Oh man, 61 years old. That's
I think somebody from our sports ball group jumped off. I'm like, I don't ever see Andrew Bauer leave the group. I don't know. I never watched
Andre Bauer, man. I dig on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and he was awesome in that.
I hated that show. I didn't watch it.
You
but he was but I recognize he was the guy. He was always the serious guy, that their boss, right?
Yeah, not so, but yeah. Have a good one, Samuel. See you later, man. You watch this on the replay, dude. But yeah, God rest his soul. By the way, I'm not a big fan of this thing. It's like rest in power, not in peace. Wait, think about that for a moment. What power is he exerting in heaven? How about let him rest in peace? You know, the war is on earth. The fight is on earth. The struggle is on earth. When you're in heaven, peace.
I was just, as far as the Doctor Who thing going on, I was just dreaming. I said one word and I just, I left. LK brought it up. Pixel wouldn't let it rest.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. LK and Pixel are in a, I'm not going to read it because it's on a DM, but those two went off on each other on
Jim Sorson chimes in too. I love that Jim just randomly pops and then leaves again like I did.
Yeah, if they want to come on and talk about her, they want to do that. That's fine, but I don't read off DMs.
Well, no, I'm not gonna read it out. I'm just gonna say that as I'm going through right now, that is a big little debate going right now. There's it's
so
then Eric pops in.
Maranya saying until the bankrolling companies pull the money away from DC and Marvel and let them sink or swim on their own merit instead of using them as tax write-offs, there will be no real changes because the subsidies will keep Marvel and DC going. Yeah. Is the Falcon and the Snowman season 2 coming out? I could care less.
No, it's called New World Order, isn't it?
Captain America. That's right. The movie Captain America New World Order. That's going to be great.
That's your sequel.
Yeah. Love it. Hey, Dave, what's up?
Or is it Brave New World? I can't remember what it's called now. They keep changing it.
Brave,
it was New World Order or something like that.
I am interested in Aquaman 2. The first movie was awesome. It's still directed by James Wan. I don't care about freaking what's her name. I truly don't. She didn't shit in my bed. I don't hire her for that kind of stuff. I hire her to be an actress. I have been doing this for all my freaking life. You want to talk about having to, oh my gosh. Sean freaking Penn is the craziest whack job leftist in the freaking planet, but the man can act. So I've been watching these idiots do movies. Yeah, I get it. They don't vote the same way. She shat in Johnny Depp's bed. Who fucking cares? What matters is the movie good?
Well, he's also a dick.
I don't get upset because she didn't lose her job for shitting in Johnny Depp's bed.
Yes, and he deserves what he gets for dating a girl that's a year older than his daughter.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I truly don't.
But is it a fair the fact that he got canceled like that because believe all women? No, that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But him being an idiot, you made your own bed, bro. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, it's just weird, man.
Do your research as an actor. But no, yeah. As far as Amber Heard, my thing is I want to see the movie Aquaman 2.
I really do.
I really hope that they didn't cut any of her scenes because especially if it's important to the film.
Yeah, if it's important to the story, leave it in.
Really, they got Aqua Baby gets kidnapped. It looks like kidnapped by Mantra.
Yeah, Black Manta, Black Manta, has really kind of upped his game now. He's got real weaponry and everything, and they're doing the death of the Aqua Baby. I love comic book fans took the black pill and went, "Oh, that's horrible! They're killing the baby." Dude, I got the book right. I got the book right over here. Yeah, it was in the freaking 70s. We're not even talking about comic books got dark after Crisis. No, this was before they freaking kidnapped Mira and then they killed the fucking baby in the comics in the 1970s.
You know what I want? I want the next Green Lantern Green Arrow movie to be out. Them and then having the black guy saying, "What have you done for me over lately?" He's like,
but only if you could use my dialogue.
Only if he responds, "Dude, I've been off world. Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. Whoa.
And directed too by liberal friend Oliver Queen.
Black Man, awesome name for a new character.
I kind of feel like if they did it, like Hal would be the conservative, and then you have Ollie being the Democrat, and that's what it'd be in the movie. Though it'd be like, well, you're a Trump supporter. Who the hell's Trump? I've been off planet for years.
Yeah.
It's
really is he running with Nixon? I have no idea. When I was young, I really did think that was poignant. You did work for the pink skins and the green skins, but there's some skins you didn't. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Go talk to Oprah. See how she is.
When I was young, I thought it was poignant. When I got older, I realized it's kind of like when you hear Imagine by John Lennon. When you're young, it's like, wow. And then when you're older, what do you mean no possessions, you communist mother? No, that's a horrible freaking song.
Listening to more and more songs, I'm learning like that there is actual double sexual meanings to them. As far as not well, I know that's they're like, well, that's every song is sex, but
the world
like I listen to Kink's Lola.
Yeah.
And then
wait, holy crap, that's about a trans guy.
And I think is a Beatles song, Revolution. But a guy who thinks
revolution.
Well, no, the guy. No, Get Back. That we want that one. Get Back. That one.
Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner. Something.
So, and then the next layer is about a woman, but she really was a man. Yeah, that lyric. I was like,
well, dude looks like a lady. You seen? Look, in the 60s, 70s, they had long hair. What can you do? If I don't care who you are. If you were alive in the 80s, at one point in your time, you went, hey,
I'm going to point out,
yeah,
Kinks, Beatles, British. Really questioning what's going on over there.
Maybe there you go. There you go.
Well, my mom says, well, they're on drugs.
that covers it, I guess. The whole on drugs thing. But I listened to the song Imagine, and I can't now imagine a worse world. It is literally imagine no possessions, imagine no religion, imagine no anything. It's just a whole bunch of people drugged out of their freaking minds, not owning, not doing, not thinking, not saying anything.
Remember when we used to love dystopian movies like Mad Max? Now we're living Mad Max and we're like, fuck.
Wow, where's my freaking headdress? Why am I not wearing war paint if the world's going to shit? No,
we went from being mad, like we were thinking like Mad Max, like great, it's great. Now we're like The Giver.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to see color. You're not allowed to be different.
Everyone the Imagine song explains Mao's great leap forward. I read, by the way, I did read the biography of Mao. That guy was a nut bar. He was a genuine freaking nut bar. He actually said that in order for his world to, the world he wants to exist, he would have to get rid of 25% of the population. He said that, and then he went to work and did it. Imagine is basically Brave New World. I'll pass. Yeah, I said, when you're a kid, that stuff seems so important and so poignant. And then when you wake up, you're like, yeah, no.
I look at Stalin, the smartest guy I've ever known. Basically, as far as evil, son of a bitch. But hey, come in here, give me your gun. I'll give you support. Next one.
Yeah.
Next one. Took over the country that way. It's. You can see that what they said, the best way to take over a country is from within.
And that happened. That happened right here in America. That's what they got the television, they got culture, and then they got the colleges. They got the education. So of course we gave them that.
The comic books is part of education because kids read comic books. But
mine were
so. The reason your kids aren't reading comic books because they're not communists. They're actually going for the manga, which actually is more like a Western-based kind of personality. I
have Elizabeth. I have Ashley. Ashley is a right-winger. Elizabeth is left-winger. So, yeah, I get to hear it from Elizabeth from time to time. She's wrong most of the time, but I want her to always speak up. Well, I was the only conservative in a family of liberals.
I would just say this. I'm not gonna if she wants to talk about it, sure. If she doesn't want to talk about it, but if you tell my face and you start saying this, you have to learn that there's gonna be people who are gonna disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
you
and
need
I told
to,
her that. I said,
yeah.
"Look, you bring it up. I don't want you to ever feel like you need to be silent." I was the only conservative in a family of leftists, and I was never silent. I would never want to
Well,
silence my
I
daughter.
think
That being said, I told her, "I'm going to disagree, and sometimes we might get loud, but just remember I love you, and
and
you're always wrong." And let's see, the long march through the
yeah.
institutions from Dark Admiral. Exactly. Yeah,
Well, that's the thing. I think a
how
lot
we
of
win.
these kids are raised weak. This, right? You know, they basically, well, if someone you basically speak your mind, and if someone disagrees, you speak louder. You want them to talk.
Well,
You know,
I dig it when I'm
I
holding
love when you
something
drink
green.
invisible Seagrams. That's
I
great.
know, right? Yeah.
It's a
I
Mason
just think
jar.
it's kind of funny when I've got the green screen on and I pick up something green and it just kind of disappears, or my bird lands on my shoulder and disappears. Hey, Dalton, what's up?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm looking forward to Uncle Man 2, but man, my mom, I'm in the back of my mind, and this is rational. If they cut out a lot of stuff because they want to pander, so they got rid of all Amber Heard scenes, and it compromises the story, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
yeah,
Me and Gail watched Candy Cane Lane or something like that with Eddie Murphy on.
you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say that Merritt died in childbirth. I guarantee it.
Hey, why not? Yeah, Dalton just figured, what the hell? Let's jump on and talk about a few things.
I want to talk tonight on Eastream for once.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
just give me a platform.
You've actually steamrolled me a couple of times, so that's cool.
Well, it's good.
But we saw this movie, Candy Cane Lane. It turned out to be a lot of fun. I liked it. It goes on for about 5-10 minutes, a little too long, but it is just it was funny, and it had that good Christmas spirit, which is the only other Eddie Murphy movie I saw this year, and I think it was the only other one, was a real suck fest called You, Me, and Dupree. I don't remember. It was Jonah Hill played a guy dating Eddie Murphy's daughter, and it was basically the most racist freaking thing you could.
I was gonna say, how dare you insult You, Me, Dupree with that? That's
what the hell was that? I know the word "you" was in it. It's like you and I,
or
you people. Yeah.
What do you mean by you people? But you mean Dupree
Black people. I always mean, I don't care if I am talking legitimately about fish and you say something different about fish and I say you people, I'm not talking about people who understand fish. I am literally talking about black people and only black people ever when I say you. That is the dumbest freaking thing anybody who has ever talked about race has ever come up with. Well, you people always say that. What do you mean you people? First of all, what is the fucking offense with you people? Please, I have some members of the black audience. Please explain the offense coming from you people.
If I'm talking about people who are idiots and you happen to be there and you assume I'm talking about you, chances are you are an idiot.
I just never understood. You people do this all the way. You mean you people? What the fuck do you mean you people? Seriously, answer that question for me.
When I say you people, it's not because I don't care what your skin color is. If you March Hare says sheep. You're all useful sheep.
I just don't understand it. It's like, yeah, you people do this all the time. Just okay. Frankly, I always saw it as a low IQ reply. I don't get it. It
is.
Rhaegar, I don't understand the offense of you, because usually you're talking about something. Like I said, we're talking about Ford versus Ferrari. Okay, what do you like? Do you like Ford? Do you like Ferrari? Which one is better? Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. Well, you people always say, what do you mean you people? Just shut up.
And I say, idiots, morons, simple people.
But I gotta tell you, I'm finding myself reacting that way more and more. Anytime I hear somebody bring up race, anything, it's like, get the fuck out.
Do the Blazing Saddle response every single time.
Dalton saying, look forward to Aquaman, but Wonka is from the guys who did Paddington, and it looks gold. That's high praise right there. Paddington is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Paddington is a hell of a lot of fun, especially Paddington 2.
I worked at a place, and the manager in the back of the shipping or receiving department, and she was basically getting frustrated by everyone. She's like, because these two guys were fighting. One's black, one's white, one's younger than older, and she's like, what is with you people? And the black guy takes offense. The other one didn't care. The white guy didn't give shit.
Yeah,
and she wasn't talking to just the black guy. She was talking about she's like, basically, what is with you people? You crazy. And he's like, what do you mean by you people? I said, you are being a diva right now. I don't care. I chimed in too. I was like, I said, what do you mean by you people? Crazy people who spent the past 5 minutes arguing back and forth instead of actually working. Didn't like that.
Let's see. Using the term "you people" can be seen as a generalization, aka everyone is alike. Or,
well, everyone's
that. I get where you're coming from, and I'm not arguing that, but that's just like saying white people, black people. Whenever you're talking about a group, you're talking generally about whatever it is you're pointing out. Rhaegar's saying he has family members that will do that. He's like, bruh, seriously.
Everyone needs to learn back in school that you have a right to be offended, and everyone else has a right to not give a shit about you being offended.
And I like that Dark Admiral says EW, like they're sheep.
Yeah.
They confuse you people with your people, and they assume it means demographics. Yeah, I know. I just never understood the offense on that, and it's ridiculous. Look, there are, and you guys know my stance on this. There are racists out there, and they're going to say some stupid stuff. Some people believe I am.
Evil's never go away.
In all honesty, you guys know. It's as much as you'll let it affect you, it's going to affect you. It's ridiculous, stupid shit.
The more we talk about this topic, we got the 20. I noticed that.
Oh, it went up. Oh my gosh, white boys talking about race. Let's go see.
No.
Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, I did piss some people off because look, I don't like to stay quiet on a lot of stuff.
Who piss people off?
Well, okay, I was in a shop and I heard, they're not ready.
Time with
they said, they're not ready for that conversation, and I was like, race conversation. And these two black girls, you're not ready for that guy. I said, no, I'm 100%. I don't think black people are ready for that. And they kind of, if they were Southern, they'd be like clutching pearls. Yeah. Oh, my stars and garters. And I was like, okay, point one, it's your fault. I'm sorry, but no, everything that's going on right now, it's black people's fault. Thank you for blaming white people for all this time. For a while, we totally deserved it. But now it's time to clean up your own fucking backyard. Have fun. It's your fault now. So fix it. Go on ahead.
Like I said, I'm more less outspoken these days. I used to when I was younger. As I got older, I realized that I don't want to waste bullets.
But by the way, I noticed
because people, it escalates. The people are, especially now, they realize there's no repercussions. Where the city of Milwaukee is a revolving door for crime. And they realize, they can do whatever they want. That's why the cartel's been in Milwaukee. It goes from Chicago to Milwaukee and goes up, and goes down south. It's you got to be careful what you say now, because we live in crazy times now where people just don't care anymore. And white, black, whatever, there are crazy people. So I try not to make scenes when they're out. And but if somebody comes up to me, says something, I'm going to defend myself. Every American has the right to defend himself.
Honestly, I miss scoffs. They were annoying, but nobody took them serious. And this one I showed before, but next England team is going to talk about why Stop Asian Hate is directed at the wrong people.
What's wrong with Asian cuisine?
And if that was in New York City's, they'd be like, "I'm a busted cap, yo." There have been times when I've said something and I'm like, gosh, I'm about to get my ass whipped. One time I was working in a movie theater. This is the one time I was like, holy shit, I'm going to die. I'm walking with the garbage can. Some guy yells at me. I'm like, man, just go. And I turn around. It is the biggest dude I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, oh, God. By the way, I want to start my 2-point apology by saying,
I want to say this too. MK just brought up about whole Alex Jones being brought back on Twitter.
Yeah,
that is probably the best thing I've seen Elon Musk do. Is whether you agree with Alex Jones or not, allowing him on to be on there means that he's allowing free speech. Now, I understand there are some people who are probably still blocked. I'm sorry, create a new account, or whatever. But maybe I don't know. It's the whole Alex Jones on there. People are losing their minds. How dare this guy be on there? The guy, the whole Sandy Hook comments. It's. I said, I like the fact that I can say more what I want on Twitter than what I can say in the street, because you would be canceled.
Have a good night, Dark Admiral. Take care. Be safe.
The whole cancel culture sucks.
It really does.
It's like I said, Alex Jones should be allowed to speak his mind. Now, whether you agree with them or not, you make your decision if you want to agree with them. Anybody.
When did that stop? It's like, okay, he's a nut bar. I'm not going to listen to him anymore. Done. Done.
We're going to start canceling the guys carrying the signs. The bell says, the end is here. The end is here.
It's
remember?
It's so okay. You know what? I'm gonna point something out to a lot of people. Maybe they haven't thought about in years and decades, and it so makes this point. Joey was a spinoff of Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody fucking cared. Nobody watched it. It went away. That's the whole thing. If you don't like something to the point where it really offends you, let it go.
Right.
Alex Jones, what is this? There was this thing with what's his name? The black face of white supremacy in California. He ran for president.
Kanye West.
No.
Well, he was.
Larry Elder. Larry Elder was on a radio show. I never knew existed until Larry Elder was on it. It was called The Breakfast Club. That thing would have continued to never exist to me had someone not made a big deal. And that's just the way. The way to get something to go away isn't to plaster it all over the freaking Twitter and the algorithm, which, by the way, people have lost their minds since the algorithm, since everything became just so centralized. Instead of you putting a search into a search term and it could bring back all sorts of different possibilities. Now it's
search Alex Jones trending on Twitter because Alex Jones, otherwise before they suppressed that. What they controlled what Elon revealed when he first took over. First year, he said all these documents, in everything. He says these commands they had, they would suppress. It was called the Twitter files. Remember that? They would when it came to political searches, the Democratic Party would come in and say you cannot do this. Hey, this person's making Twitch noise. Quiet Trump down a bit, so it decreases. So he's not trending. Let's get like eggs or a chicken crossing the road trending. But it's all about manipulation. I like the fact, Alex Jones should be on there, whether you agree with him or not. Even the people we don't agree. I said, I'm trying to think of the would be considered the left. Like Hillary Clinton, I don't care if she's on there. Let her speak.
I don't hear from her. Why? I don't follow her.
I don't follow her either. Like I said,
even what we're talking about is ethereal dragon. Ethereal dragon?
I don't care what she says. She's not. Let her be on there.
Okay, so Ethereal Dragon just jumped on saying more cancel pig BS.
Yeah.
The thing is the people who are being called cancel pigs, I haven't listened to, paid attention to, or anything until the algorithm brought it up because everybody started. It's just everything. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to, and that's been the way since the beginning. And it is kind of crazy that people are like, "Oh, this guy's got to go away. That thing has to go away." I mean, granted, okay, sure, fine. It's gonna go. Like, if you don't pay attention to it, if it's a book, if it's a movie, you don't go see it. It goes away. Marvels is a Marvel movie that is damn near out of theaters right now after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's ridiculous. But
I can't even. Like you said, I'm going back. Like somebody brings up, like I'm sure there's shows that were on Marvel that I don't remember even being out. Like. Some of the Falcon. Somebody brought that up. I forget about that show even existed.
Yeah.
It wasn't that important to me. There's how many shows from the 80s that I may have saw browse, never watched it, but I can't remember the names.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dead shows that people what happens is most stuff is crap. Let's just face it. Radio, comics, movies, whatever. Most stuff is crap. A lot of it is mid, and then you have a few that actually. And the reason why you can point out to the few that are excellent is because the rest of it is mid and crap. Let me get some comments here real quick.
Real quickly, the whole thing on Twitter though. I was going to say a couple weeks ago, he's not going to allow any anti-Semitism as far as people calling for the death of people. Okay. So I like that.
Let's see. Oh, Misfits of Science, by the way. Yeah, great show, canceled way too soon. So Rhaegar saying The Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God. Jesus Lord. That's the same dude who interviewed Joe Biden in 2020, who told him if he had a question about voting for Trump, then he ain't black. Yeah. Okay. So after the Larry Elder thing, I actually went down the rabbit hole a little bit and watched a few. I cannot picture anyone who has less respect for black people than Charlemagne the God and Breakfast Club. Hey, God bless them for thinking because I'm white, I am supreme. But truly, they everything they were saying takes power away from black people and gives it to white people.
Wait. If I'm white, I'm privileged. Where's my free phone?
Yeah, right. Vivek Ramaswamy went on Breakfast Club too, and that same annoying lady. Oh, she's dumb as dirt. I'm a lawyer. You know what? I think you're doing your practice a disservice by opening your mouth. And that same lady was arguing with him that was annoying in the Larry Elder. Yeah, she was like, name a part of the system that black people haven't tried. Well, we had Obama for 8 years. No, the system. You talked the president. He's like at the top of this. That woman was
or
dumb
MK.
as dirt.
When I was a kid, I kept looking for a show called Ruff with a furry dog alien before I realized it was called Elf.
Did you hear about SNL controversy? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. One comedian even pulled out of the skit last minute, apparently spoofing about the whole anti-Semitism thing. And SNL did something where they were talking about calling for the genocide of Jewish people is A-okay. I mean, that was SNL's position in that.
Was that New York? They chased him into a building?
I think it was Columbia
or something. Yeah, and
not the country, but the
no. There was it a Congress or something like that? There was actually a House representative who actually was Jewish, was hiding. He, along with the cops, went into the actual building to keep the crowd.
Yeah, I would have to look that up. Dalton saying, especially the people that we don't like should talk as publicly as possible. Sunlight is the best disinfectant and allows accurate rebuttals. Yeah. Let's see. The SNL defending the terrorists. Let's see. This is at you. When I was a kid, I kept looking for a show called Ruff. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Elf. Yeah.
Let's see what Rhaegar is saying. Oh, at MK, when they were making fun of that hearing in Congress with Elise Stefanik, where the college presidents couldn't say if calling for genocide against Jewish people was bad.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's getting ridiculous out there, these kids. I'm sure you guys saw the video about the 3 kids who kept the Jewish lady from going to the bathroom. Now, we found out it was because she wanted to take a picture of some anti-Semitic remarks that were written on a mirror. But still, it did not look good.
Where
for that
are the
restaurant.
honest people? If you see that shit, someone's harassing someone, stand up. You know, everyone's afraid to band together, and like that's the one thing. If you get enough people, like you see all these crowds, you know, the riots up, you know, the protests, you know, if enough good people stand up to a bully, you know, it's gonna stop, and it starts with one. I saw Little Captain America. It starts with one person.
Yeah. Vivek did do a good. I saw that one as well. It is remarkable. There is an actual industry out there that talks about how, and it's usually a rich black person that talks to people who are black people who are not rich, and they tell them there's no way you can get rich in America as a black person. They actually make money doing this. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I watched them. And I couldn't believe. I'm like, wow, they truly have no respect for black people on that show. It's amazing.
Wow. I mean, if that's true, I can barely make. I'm making any money whatsoever. You know, as a white person, well, you're screwed.
Ethereal saying Democrats call us Republicans Yahtzees while they chant about genociding Jews. Exactly. I have no tolerance for it. I truly don't. Maybe I'm a little bit Ben Shapiro on this one, because he's like gone on it.
By the way, for those who are wondering, I am getting a new NRA hat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that the Jew hatred that's going on. Like my brother went off on but there's a genocide. Think for 5 seconds, and Jack, if you're watching, think for 5 seconds. So they gave Gaza away to what ended up being Hamas. They gave Gaza away to the people. They voted Hamas to lead them. Okay. Now that happened, I want to say 2008. I might be wrong on the date, but mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And so let's say it was 2005. Okay. Oh, fine. So that would be 18 years. 18 years of peace from the Israelis. They weren't doing a genocide, because think about this. Israel has the power to flat out destroy, 100% destroy Gaza. Like, they could glass that shit up. It no longer exists. Every man, woman, and child in the Gaza Strip can be dead at the whim of Israeli. Hold on, Venkman. Let me finish this. Now, you're saying that the Israeli people, the Israeli government anyway, is trying to genocide Gaza? If they wanted that, they could have done it 15 years ago. That's not the case. They had peace. Everybody's, oh, we want a ceasefire. There was a ceasefire up until October 7th. They started this shit. And if you freaking rape and murder and put babies into ovens, you don't get to say how mad the other side gets to be. Now, I'm sorry about the fact that you can't wrap your head around the fact that Hamas is bad guys, but get it freaking straight.
All right. I was just going to point out that since ever the British government gave that small land to the Jewish community or Jewish people in Israel, and they turned it into, there's been several wars. Each time Israel is been attacked and Israel wins, and then Israel basically offers them peace, offers them land, and they said no, that's not enough. We want more, because they said the only way this war is this holy war, we're gonna call it, it's been going on since like the time of Jesus. The way it's gonna end is as they claim, the death of all Jews.
You need a Ghostbusters hat.
I'm looking
agree
for
with
that.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna. You know what I want to get is a hat. We just pull the string and it claps.
Oh, that.
Old school
Yeah,
ones.
I'll get the.
It's gotta be a brand new, no secondhand hats.
Yeah.
I have hair. You don't.
That hat was so used at game. Chicks go bald. And Marvel is so anti-Semitic company because of the way they treat.
Jack Kirby was Jewish.
And we know a few years back they gave an audience to that guy who drew Kitty Pryde getting hit with a bat, and the Jew thing on it was a jewelry store, and they had Kitty Pryde block the L, R, and Y, so it just said Jew. It was that's Marvel, man. Marvel, I pointed all the things about
Marvel hates black characters. Look at the Monica Rambeau, how she basically, when she came Captain Marvel after Captain Marvel died, then she was pushed aside because his clone son or whatever wanted to be the next Captain Marvel. Okay, because she chose a different name. Then here comes Phyla, whatever name, or the daughter or the sister of the son, and his other kid, because it's like, well, I want that name. And Monica is like, seriously, why alien people pushing her side again? Now she calls herself Photon. You know, she kept changing her name because they kept pushing. She kept pushed aside, and you can't tell me that Marvel is such a good company. You know, like, if you're gonna go after certain things, you gotta go after that too. You gotta go after the whole thing. Why is Carol Danvers called Captain Marvel? Why isn't Monica back to being Captain Marvel, who was way before Carol Danvers even had anything to do with Marvel?
That's the big mystery.
It's pay respect to Monica. Let her be Captain Marvel. Let her lead the Avengers again. But no, because you know why? Because Black Lives Matter is over. You were useful for 2020, and that is it.
Oh, there you go. Rhaegar said, I remember hearing about this in high school when my honor history teacher in 1997 explained the whole Israeli versus Palestine issue. I never forgot it. It was Miami, so yes, she was Jewish. She incidentally was also one of my best teachers, Phyla Vell. Dalton is correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of these kids have no explanation and the context of the issue. It's just support current thing. It's TikTok. TikTok says, therefore you act. It's a very weird thing. One thing that I always thought was kind of curious is living in Florida, you meet a whole bunch of Cuban people. And Cuban people at a certain age have a lot of stories to tell about the communist regime, Castro, so forth and so on. And you still would have these young people talking about, oh, it's awesome, and it's awesome in Cuba. Because you hear the news and all that. Oh, they've got free healthcare, they've got free this, they got free that. It's awesome in Cuba. And actual people from Cuba who are getting on whatever they can to float over here are like, that.
Scarface he was a refugee from Cuba.
By the way, I always think of Scarface because it's a fictional tale of real people. And one of the things that Cuba did was empty their prisons so they could come into America. And the same thing, by the way, happens in Ecuador and Mexico. So when Donald Trump was saying they're not sending their best, I was like, right
now, there's a whole bunch of people over. There was in New York. There's these guys who were shipped off, illegal immigrants. They're from Africa, barely speak a word of English. We're just hanging out because they're being bussed in, just dropped off. For what purpose? We don't know. My thing is, if you come in here legally, sure, do it the right way, and don't. Well, it takes 2 hours. It's like takes 2 years for them to get in. Well, good. It's called everyone else had to go through the same shit. Why are you special? Why should you get to walk across? People had to starve on or get sick and die on boats coming to Ellis Island. So you should be able to just walk across and come in and then not have to work for anything. Have other people pay for your shit? No, other countries do not have this open border policy. Sorry. But,
now, one thing about the whole Scarface thing that I didn't understand was, like, for a while all rappers would be, oh, Scarface, he's badass. He said, wait a second, no, you don't worship Scarface. That man died face down in a pool of his own product. You worship Godfather because he died old. Now, granted, he died alone, but at least he died old in a freaking rich ass villa in his wine garden. That's how you die. You don't want to die being shot up and into a pool of cocaine. You want to die naturally as an old freaking man. Godfather did it right. Scarface, no, not somebody to worship.
He wasn't a very nice guy. He was a great guy, but he's a self-made man.
Yeah, maybe that's the key to success. Who do you like better, or what do you like better, Scarface or Godfather? Maybe the Godfather people are more successful. I don't know.
Yeah, but you also wonder what shit did the Godfather do to get up to the Don level?
But what's MK talking about with Short Circuit 2? Oh, okay, I remember the movie now. Short Circuit 2, the Indian guy's girlfriend, toy seller. Yes. Okay. Wow. Rhaegar saying, notice the legacy media don't like to talk standing immigrants who are trying to be legit. Trump and immigration laws, that's because they actually agree with them. I did see something where they're talking about how, because of how many illegal immigrants are coming over the border, they have to cut down on legalized. So sure, Ecuador's coming in, Mexico's coming in, but like Nigeria, people from other continents, countries, they can't do it as much. So Goodfellas is better than The Godfather, says Dalton. That's something I can't argue. Both of them are excellent films. So if you like one more than the other, okay, I could see that. It's just something I can't argue against or for, really. It's just both of them are so freaking good. Yeah, both of them are so freaking good that no matter which one you pick, it's the right answer. Yeah, right. I could see that. But there you go. I don't know. All righty. An hour and a half. We're at 3:30. Anybody want to keep going? You have something to talk about, or
Let's give them something to talk about.
I want breakfast. A trip to I wish Cracker Barrel was open and not like Denny's is always open, but Cracker Barrel's actually got good breakfast. Denny's is plastic. No,
it's just funny. Whenever I hear that term, I think Cracker Barrel, the slur, Cracker Barrel. So a bunch of white people. It's not.
Literally, crackers came in barrels. It's not a slur, and it's not about slavery with a whip.
No.
That's some of the dumbest.
No.
Shit
And just saying crack. No, and don't do that. It's just saying crackers. He's saying crackers. And what people go there?
Yeah,
it's like saying like, oh man, only old white people go to Golden Corral. No.
Oh, by the way, no. There's so many people that go to Golden Corral in Florida. Like I said, Florida, we're a very integrated society down here. And so when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, wait, really? We all go to the same damn places. And Golden Corral, you could get a freaking all the steak you can eat for $17. Yes. That's poor people right there, man. They're going for that because the steak isn't exactly prime rib, but it's still steak. But yeah, I like Sopranos as well. Let's see. One of my cousins loves mafia shows and movies. Hey, I do. I like good, whatever it is, I just like good. The reason being, Goodfellas is for more watchable long stretches of Godfather or dull as well. Godfather's a 3-hour movie. Goodfellas too. So yeah, I can see how you could say that. Once again, I can't. I'm not going to argue against
here's a channel that does a movie within like under a minute. Those minute reviews. And they did Godfather. And I was like, oh, that's how it is.
We used to go to Golden Corral sometimes after church in Homestead, where my grandma lived. Since I despise buffets, I hated it. Can't argue with that either, man. If you're not into buffets, Golden Corral ain't gonna win you over.
There's a Golden Corral close to where I live, but then there's also like a Old Country buffet, which was like the cheaper version. It's been around since the 60s, 70s probably.
We used to have one called Barn Hills, but it went out of business.
Yeah. There's also the Machine Shed. It's that's another one.
You know what gets a bad rap down? I don't know if it's up north, but there's a pizza joint down here called CC's. It's a buffet.
We have them here.
Yeah, that gets a bad rap, man. Give me that buffalo pizza any day. It is so freaking good.
CC's popped up 2016?
No, it was before that because
I've never knew what for us it popped up here, and then the only time I ever saw it advertised was when I was watching Monday Night Raw. That was back in 2016. Before that, I never saw any advertisements for that business.
In the early 2000s, I was taking the kids when they were really young because it was like $4. We can get all the pizza you want. So here you go, kids, eat up. And here's 18 slices of pizza and a lettuce leaf. You need to eat your vegetables.
I went to Chuck E. Cheese just to get the cheese pizza.
After Godfather was released, it was fashionable to tag any Italian person as being a part of it. Oh my gosh. That's one generalization slur.
Yeah, that's the thing about any buffet is he's talking about how people are gross and people doing the picking their nose or scratching their butts and then or to their mouth like this and then touching the ladle. It's like
it builds your immune system.
The only person that should be handing you food is the food server. You should not be doing it yourself. I agree. For sanitary purposes. And then the forks, they're always there, hot, fresh. Yeah. Like, I don't know. And then the sneeze thing, people sneezing, kids are coughing, little kids are coughing. they got like the Black Plague running around. It's like a Walmart with a restaurant inside. And you just get the most weirdest and most low, I wouldn't say low income because Golden Corral is pretty pricey. I went there.
It's $17 now
Dude, I went on a Sunday afternoon. Did not realize that it's expensive more on Sundays than it is during the week.
Oh yes, it is. That's when the church ladies come out. That's when you have. That's when you have everybody with the big ass hats. They're walking around.
I treated my sister and my niece. And I was like, oh, go around on Sunday. It's open. Let's go there. I was like, and I didn't realize. I said, you're eating every single thing on that plate. I don't care what it is. I paid for that shit.
Yeah, I went to a Chinese buffet with some students. They were on a work program with Universal, and we decided, okay, we're going to go out as Twister, as the Twister. Good night, Dalton. But like everybody in Twister decided we're gonna go out to the Chinese buffet. We're gonna hang out, have a good time. So we're all up there getting our food, and what we didn't notice were the Thai kids were going in and they were getting a little bit of everything and putting it in the middle of the table. Now this is how Thai people eat. You put it in the middle, and everybody picks off the sometimes without utensils, picks off the plates and such. So they didn't know why we were bringing back our individual plates. And we sit down, and all of a sudden we've got just a ton of food. They were so freaking pissed at us. And they started yelling because there was about 20 people. Well, now I'm exaggerating. There were about maybe 10, 11. There were that many people. So they decided, instead of yelling at the whole table, they're going for the oldest. And I was like, why are you yelling at me again? And yeah, they took it all out on me, and they wanted me to pay for 2 extra dinners. Like, I'm not going to do that.
If you say all I can eat, then you better be prepared if a fat guy walks in who can stomach.
That was the problem. We didn't eat it. Everybody ate their own plate, and the Thai people took off the plates in the middle, but we ate from our own. So I told them, here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave an extra couple of bucks each for the tip. I don't want to give you more money because you didn't talk to me first. You yelled at me. And I said, so you're not going to get extra money, but the waitresses did well. So we're going to leave a few extra bucks for them. And that's how we handled it.
MK says, ever seen Dave Portney? He goes over the place to taste pizza.
Yeah.
He said he was here in New York last week in I think he's saying Burger King or something, or BK, whatever this is. Some guy just walked by him saying, "Get the fuck out of the way." He's like, "Oh, New York for you." Yeah. I used to watch Man vs. Food. I kept thinking, like, this guy's gonna die of a heart attack.
I know. How's he do that? I mean, I'm a fat guy. I cannot eat that much.
Man vs. Food started off being skinny, and now he's like the size of Jabba the Hutt.
Have all you can eat Chinese and sushi restaurants near. Yeah, we have those. I wish somebody would do that with a Thai restaurant. I like Thai food a hell of a lot better than I do Chinese.
The only thing I can think of is this guy who goes around, like, eats a lot of food, probably works it off, does really extraneous, workouts, and then goes to eat it, and then and then maybe this throws up afterwards.
BK is short for Brooklyn, and so MK didn't realize you meant Burger King. Burger King's a Florida company. I loved in the 80s. I loved Burger King, but now
when the floor is just as sticky on the bathroom as it is outside of the register. I went to one out for a car show. I was like, I can't move my shoe.
I can't do it. But I'm like that with fat. Don't give me a McDonald's burger. Don't give me a Burger King burger. Burger King microwaves the whole thing, so you get hot mayonnaise. All right. It's horrible.
Well, get this. The car show was in a parking lot of a Kmart. And the Kmart was closed down for years. So it was just an abandoned building. So they had the car show there. And everyone was just going in using the Burger King just to use the bathroom. That was it. Nobody was ordering anything.
Anthony BL is saying Man vs. Food was never skinny. I thought it was. I thought he wasn't that like a dark curly hair. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody different.
Well, I'm just saying, when you watch the early seasons, how you see how he gets fatter.
Ethereal.
There are women who live that. I've personally known women. I've dated some women that are skinny, small, and can put away more steaks than
Rob is a skinny motherfucker, and he wolfs food. By the way, the most truthful thing said in this live stream today is this right here. Mayonnaise is gross.
Miracle Whip is amazing.
Yeah.
But only it's like Vegemite. You can only have so much. You're not supposed to put a whole glob on your thing. You know what's gross? Is Welch's has their own like Concord grape jelly,
Yeah.
It goes well if you put it on toast or but if you put too much it gets overbearing.
Of course,
My mom's like, maybe with some grape juice. I got her that, and I kid you not, she's like, wow, it tastes like grape jelly. I'm like, ugh. Just sitting there drinking a glass of grape jelly.
Yeah. Oh, Maranya saying the only good chain restaurant is Five Guys as far as burgers concerned. I don't have an In-N-Out.
Somebody
never tried Sonic. Sonic is, you might as well just wring that shit into a cup, drink the grease.
So we have Culver's here, and somebody
Stay
I've
away.
never had In and Out or Jack in the Box, and somebody said that Culver's is actually better than them. You know,
I've
well,
never
Culver's,
had In and Out, so I have had Jack in the Box. They're all greasy.
well,
to me.
Culver. I like the fact that Culver is I'm not sure about the other restaurants, but Culver's I go to here. It's a Wisconsin-based restaurant. They actually use real American cheese. They actually from farms, also the dairy stuff. It's made from the dairy farms here, and they grill the order. Like, or you know, basically, you order something, you have to wait for them to grill it up. It's made fresh, not where like, all right, get one on the freezer.
You know,
Or,
Dave,
got the warmer.
Gail loves Culver's. So we show up there, but every time I've had a burger there, it's just been greasy and not very appealing. Five Guys to me is the way to go. But I do agree. I do agree. Who was it? MK saying Five Guys is good, but holy crap, they're expensive.
And their service
really
sucks. At least one by me does. I
I
put an app, and I stood there for about 15 minutes at the thing mobile order, and the girls kept cooking stuff. One girl walked back. Finally, I said, "Excuse me, can you hand me the bag that says right there?" Because I saw my bag right there, and I finally spoke up.
I was thinking a good video series might actually be. I always thought of this as a good food review idea. I don't know if probably somebody's already doing it. There's no new ideas on YouTube, but going around the city, testing all Popeyes, testing all Burger Kings, testing which one is actually worth going to, which one sucks. Because there is a Popeyes near me that is not great, but if I go just a few miles further down the road around the corner, there is one that they greet you happily. You get hot food. It's like night and day. Same company.
Odd Twins started out just doing food reviews on YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
that's how they blew up. Like, you know, the one they're you get this new sandwich here, and I was laughing because like the one brother is like, well, if you like, he started joking. He's like, don't you freaking choke on here. I mean, we'll get millions of views, but I ain't doing this shit alone. Basically, like he's like, you know, you choke on a camera. I get all dramatic over here trying to choke on food and all. We're trying to do a nice YouTube review, you know, and you're over here choking. He's making him laugh more. I love it.
The problem I have though is I don't like eating noises, so I can't imagine me sitting here eating something.
What do you mean, like?
Oh, shut up. Yeah. No, I don't like. But I did think that might be actually a good idea. It's time for the food review.
There was another guy.
I saw that guy, and he's a trip to me. Customers service suck now, except only at the few fast food places.
There was a guy
actually taught the kids. Yeah.
There was a big fat guy on YouTube. He's in his car, and he would just get food and eat it, and then review it. Talking that guy, what guy? You know, I forgot what his name was, but he had to get his weird. I forgot. I'm trying to remember the catchphrase was. And he's like, you know, oh my, it's. You know what though? I'm just gonna say this. You know, I'm thinking about just renting a Korean girl that just to eat noodles, and I could record it. You know,
that is a thing on YouTube, and she gets millions.
I'll pay her
millions of views.
Yeah.
James is asking, what about McDonald's? Very simple. McDonald's is done with the McRib. Therefore, I am done with McDonald's. When they get it back, I'll be going.
McDonald's Coke. That's the one thing they'll have over everybody else is their Coke.
Is the Coca-Cola.
I mean, chicken sandwiches are good though.
Let's see. Since I used to work retail and worked customer service job in the past, I immediately tell when these guys are slacking, and they're just super bad these days. Yeah. Let's see. Review Bra. Yeah, that's his name. It's time for the food review. Today we are talking about the new Little Caesars cheese crust pizza. And then he pulls that and he just sits there and eats a whole pizza without talking. It's just okay, not like, oh, it's a little hot, and no commentary. He'll just sit there and eat it. Okay.
Rhaegar, I don't like Coke or Pepsi, but I'll drink Coke from McDonald's because of how they prepare it. It's watered down and it's cold and it's just perfectly kept. It's the correct temperature all the way through. It's not flat. I don't know what it is, but it's just they got a science down and it's great. Maybe they put cocaine in there. That's why I'm having it every day. I don't know.
I'm a little weird about fast food. I don't like fast food. I really don't. I used to love Wendy's. If Wendy's started sucking now, Taco Bell. Gail loves Taco Bell. What the is up with the Taco Bell thing?
Taco Bell, the new crispy taco Catino, I love that.
It's not good to me, but
then again,
I'm glad you like. Look, hey, you know,
I don't. You eat spicy food. I'm thinking like ulcer.
No.
I have a small ulcer, so I can't.
Okay. You can't do the spicy thing. I can. I have always been okay with the spicy stuff.
Exosophagitis, or basically where you have the little trap that basically keeps the acid from coming up. Basically, your food drops in there, and your food goes in there, the food pipe. And my little trap door doesn't stay closed. It's partially stuck open a little bit. So I had stomach acid that was building up, going up into my food pipe, and I nearly choked twice in my life. So now I'm on acid reducers, and I decide I don't eat steak. I can't eat steak. I love steak. I can't eat anymore.
By the way, I can't find a place that sells these patties you're talking about because I've tried.
Walmart.
No, not mine.
Walmart, Kroger.
Not mine.
Do you have a Kroger by you?
No. We have Publix and Walmart and
shopping is a pleasure.
I'll tell you one thing. I was even thinking about asking this for Christmas. One thing I love is red cream soda. It's only sold at Winn-Dixie, but one thing I really love is Coca-Cola's Barks red cream soda. It's amazing. There's one restaurant that I will literally go there just to get a big ass large drink of it. I found it on Amazon for 10 bottles. It's $30, man.
Dave says I don't get drinks from fast food soda fountains. Lines are fully junk. Now, okay, if it's the old school individual things, it's different. Now, if it's all going through, push the digital button, it's on the Coke, and it comes with one spout. I agree with that part. It always tastes like freaking orange soda. No matter which one you get, it's always
run water through it first.
I have. You have to literally like run water.
I've never had this problem. I've never had this problem.
Maybe they clean your machines.
I'm literally drinking. I'm drinking a.
Maybe they clean your machines.
An orange Coke right now, so it does taste like orange. But this is still a holdover from the trip.
But I've noticed that well, they've all switched. I go to the only places that still actually have the normal dispensaries, fast food restaurants, is Taco Bell and McDonald's. Yeah. Everywhere else has switched over to this all-in-one machine, come out one spout. And I've never seen anybody ever take it apart, opening up and cleaning it. Whenever I go into these places, I just go walk in. It's like, I've said it's like, do you guys even have the key to open up? And one dude's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, great. But my point is, the soda's always flat. Unless you go to, like I said, Coca-Cola, Coke from McDonald's is not flat soda.
I have had such different
McDonald's
experiences.
Not flat soda to talk about. Like I said, maybe you actually have better service down where you are. I have kids who basically realize they want to make $15 an hour, but not do the work.
The closer you get to Touristville, the better the service is.
That's probably why, because they whip them.
Yeah. But I got to admit, I am a little bit of a snob now because I like going to the restaurants on park property, and it tends to be of a higher quality.
Well, I never had this issue. It was COVID broke everybody. Every restaurant is basically a fast food restaurant. Even restaurants are just broke as far as service goes. The McDonald's is literally within walking distance from me. Probably take me about 15 minutes to walk up there. It's 2 minutes by car ride. And I went in there, I got the completely wrong order. Didn't give me anything I ordered on my thing, and I paid for. I went in there and I walked to the manager on duty. And she's like, didn't even say I'm sorry. And the other thing is that they don't even give you out receipts because they know they're fucking up on purpose. They don't give a shit.
Oh, happy birthday to MK's pop, who is saying that every so often he actually gets a Friday the 13th birthday. He's 75.
Well, it's not Friday.
Yeah.
But
let's see, dinosaurs. He got dinosaurs the series. Yeah, okay.
Jim Henson Creature Shop. Well, if you're talking about Jim Henson Creature Shops, Farscape. That was Brian. Yeah. Did that in there in 1999, 98. Guys filmed that stuff all in Australia, the desert.
I'm as far as old shows, I'm streaming. I like to put on 30-minute comedies in the background, kind of clear the head, because otherwise, if I lay down in silence, It's like
You
bump
know,
a dump a dump a dump goes through. But I started putting on Family Ties. I don't have to pay attention to it, and then it kind of just wafts off.
I do the same thing. I switch between Mad Men in a Box or I Love Comics.
Hey, thanks for the views. I don't care if you fall asleep to it. If you fall asleep to it, you're more likely to actually reach the end of the video.
I love when you're like processing, like, motherfucker, what am I going to say to this?
No,
like,
there you go. Well, I had something. It worked. Let's see. And I hear that ice cream machine at McDonald's is broken. Oh, yeah. Do you think?
It's like Seth Rollins. So after we watch Raw, he has a bum knee. Thanks, Michael Cole. I did not know that the first 100 times you told me every single episode.
Some person on Discord server I'm in said F-22 can beat Iron Man. I think that was proven like right in the first movie, wasn't it? Yeah, not
well. Sure. Well, the MCU Iron Man was very depowered.
Yeah, he was.
Compared to the comic book, he was nerfed. The comic books, remember Extremist? He could control satellites.
Well, yeah, they freaking OP'd everybody in Marvel. So what you gonna do with that? It's ridiculous how powerful they make everybody now. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I am actually kind of getting I don't know if you guys have noticed the reddening of my eyes over the last couple hours.
Well, look at your face. You're actually underneath. Your bags are white. Everything else is red.
Yeah.
Just keep rubbing it.
Gosh. But the eyeball, I was looking, I was like, oh my gosh, I look like I'm about to drop right now. Go figure. It is time to call it, I think. But let's see. What day's today? Today's Wednesday, right?
Today's Wednesday.
It's New Comic Book Day. Yay!
Comic Day. I'll be going to my shop at around 11 o'clock. And then I'll be heading to Chicago. And I'll read my books in the fancy hotel with my pick extended with through service. And then then Thursday night I'll be coming back on on Geeky Puppet Show, 8 p.m. Central. Eric Breen will be joining me, singing with Zach, Geek Easy, and I think Joe Geek Show might be popping up too.
So we also have let's see, DC 'Twas the Might Before Christmas. And Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night #2. Wait, didn't the number one just came out last week, right?
Week before, I think.
That's
what I said. I said about Captain America. Captain America 3 comes out today. And I'm like, did I just read the other one like a month ago? It was 2 weeks ago. So it's like I like the fact it's coming out every 2 weeks. That's really cool.
Yeah, I guess that's what's going on. I did like the Santa Claus one. It was fun.
It's just weird how with everything that's going on in that Captain America book, where they have the Nazi sympathizers in rally in New York, saying like, and we're going after the Jewish people. Really timely. What's going on right now?
Yeah, and I'll bet you they'll blame it on the right wingers instead. What's actually going on?
Well, not in the book right now. Straczynski's actually putting out a decent book.
Oh, well, yeah. Straczynski. That's a name I can trust for a while. Anyway, kids. I don't know. Please click like, share, and all that kind of stuff. If you have anything I was mentioning with the whole cancel pigs and all that kind of stuff, if you have anything you want us to talk about, please put it in the comment section of any of the videos. That is the best way for me to see something. I'm not always the best at emails. Otherwise, at Englentine, gmail.com, on Twitter. Always fun to talk about these things, and it does lead to a bigger conversation because eventually we stop and we talk about more fun stuff.
Hey, Darkness.
There you go. 22M. I'm not quite sure what that means, but okay.
I'm using it about MARANYA because she's saying good, take care. Good to see you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you guys, as said, take care. Please be safe. Thank you very, very much for watching. You guys have a great night or a great day at this point.
To all you people. Be safe.
You people. What do you mean, you people? The people watching. Yeah. All righty. You guys have a great night.